It says, remember what? The former things of old, for I am who? God, and there is what? None else. I'm God and there is none else. He didn't even say there is none else like me. He said there is none else. I am God and there is none like me. Now we can roll. He says, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand and I will do all of my what? Pleasure. Put it up in the New Living Translation, this verse right here. This verse right here. He says, only I can tell you the future before it even happens. Everything I plan will come to pass. For I do whatever I wish. He do whatever he won't do. Right? Somebody say, I've been called for a purpose. Right? Now watch this. Well, Psalms 139, 15. I want you to just, y'all bear with me. Psalm 139. My substance was not what? Hid from thee. He says, when I was made in secret and what? Curiously wrought in the lower parts of the earth. He says, or the lowest parts, of the earth. Look what he says. He says, thine eyes did see my substance, yet being what? Unperfect. And look what? And in thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet they was none of them. Now let me see, go back to 15 in the New Living Translation, and I want y'all to work with me here. Y'all want to work? Somebody holler vision. He says, you watch me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. Elder Walker, when I read this the other night, he yelled out, in the dark room. Okay? As I was woven together in the dark room. He says, now watch this. Y'all watch this. Watch this. This is my stuff right here. You saw me before I was born. Watch this. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. That's good stuff. He says, you saw me before I was born, and every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. Somebody just say before I was, I was. Before I was, I was. Say it again. Just say before I was, I was. Mm-hmm. Ooh. T. Scott, point over there and say, before I was, I was. Every day of my life was recorded in God's book. That means my future is his history. And in order for something to be history, that means what? It already happened. Y'all still ain't catching it with me. Like I said, in order for it to be history, it already happened. And so my future is God's history. How do I know it? Every day of my life was recorded in his book. So then those of us who are living by faith, by the word of God, how in the world can you panic if he's given you vision, which is a glimpse of your future that he has already gone before you and prepared? Eye has not seen, neither ear heard, neither has it entered into the heart of men the things that God has prepared for them that love us. We're not panicking, and we don't have to panic, because my future is God's what? History. I wish I had 3 people in here. Hold this Bible up and say, my life is a best-selling book. Can I say this while I'm saying my life is a best-selling book? Let me explain to why I'm saying that. Any real good book on a person's life and autobiography, it got to have some rough times and some suspense in it in order for it to be interesting. It had to be some of this stuff you had to go to make when you get there relevant. Or make somebody even celebrate your history. When you start telling them where you've been and what you've been through, it makes, you know what? I know what you're saying. I got to be the only person in here. Somebody say, God has been where I'm going. You didn't hear what I said. Somebody said, he's been where I'm going. I submit to you in Genesis 22, God tells Abraham, he says, I want you to take your son up to Mount Moriah and I want you to sacrifice him, right? He says, I want you to take your only son and sacrifice him. And he didn't tell his daddy didn't tell his son what was going on. But his son wasn't stupid either. He knew in order for a sacrifice to be complete, there had to be some type of animal. So he started asking questions. He said, I see you got the wood. I know you're going to get this fire popping. Hello, where is the sacrifice? And then he didn't even discourage him or give him a chance to run by saying, you know, you're the one. He said, the Lord will provide himself a sacrifice. The I am will provide himself a sacrifice. I am will be the sacrifice. I am is the sacrifice. I will provide a sacrifice. Listen. Now, remember they're on a mountain. I believe if the goat that was necessary for the sacrifice would have come up the mountain, the son wouldn't have asked the question because he would have saw it. He didn't see it. Yet, they look over and they see a ram in the bush. And when they see the ram in the bush, he realizes that God himself provided a sacrifice. Now, the word provided, means to be first. Or proactive, be first. The word vide in the Latin is videre, where we get the literal word in the English called video. So he provided. He was first. He was already there first. Where you're going, God has already been. Y'all will catch up in a minute. Where you going, God has already been. Say it with me. Say, where I'm going. God has already been there. He got there first. God has already placed on video. He's already placed it on video. In other words, it's already done. That when he gives it to you in the form of vision, he's just giving you a glimpse of your future or a preview of a coming attraction. When you go to the movies and they show you a preview, they show you a preview of a movie that's already been shot, that's already done. And then they tell you it's coming soon. The reason why they can tell you it's coming soon, because it's already done. Okay, we'll try it again. The reason why they can tell you it's coming soon is because it's already done. Everything you're going to be and you will be is already done. God has given you vision. He's giving you a glimpse of it. And you must understand, he's not showing you something he's going to do. He's showing you something he's already done. And I want to say to you, and he did that on purpose. And then Abraham says, he is Jehovah Jireh, which means the Lord will provide. How do you know he will? Because he's the only one that has the ability to get there first and videre and make it happen and then turn around and show you the end from the beginning.